Ooh.
Swan John Chariot. Venus's Day. Friday. Here we are. It's the come up. Should we come up?
Let's do it. Let's come up together.
Let's rise.
Sweet. Well, I'm starting Friday morning with a fucking bong rip.
Damn straight.
That's a personal choice. It's not something like everyone has to do with us or whatever, you know. It's just a personal thing. I highly recommend it, though.
It is a recommendation.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, Friday. What's Friday all about?
Yeah, to relate, Miss Queen of Relations in your sloth onesie. What are these? Can you put your fingers in these or no?
No, unfortunately.
It's kind of hilarious.
I was just like, I don't know how to compliment you because you look so beautiful. And I was like, you know what? I got to enter the weekend.
I think it's a perfect
welcome the end of the week.
Cherry side dish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Friday's like when we start to show our true colors.
Yeah.
Like we made it through the week. We thought we were trying to be someone else. Maybe we're someone else. And then like Friday, you're like, I am who I am, you know?
Totally. Yeah. And you have underground fire that comes out sometimes.
Yeah.
As we call Wolfman Cass.
Yeah.
What do you feel like brings that out of you if you can put language to it?
When I accidentally hit Sean's main gas line and it all of a sudden there's fuel everywhere and I'm just like the spark that's like whoosh.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's hard to say when Wolfman Cass comes out, you know. It's really, I don't know. It's maybe I'm too close to her. I'm like, what's triggering this?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, you've seen it. Like all of a sudden, like One Night Just Cass will be on fire.
Yeah.
Like she can't miss.
Yeah.
We're like, where the hell is this coming from?
Yeah.
What part of the cycle is this?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it happens when you guys have had like a nice blend of sativa edibles and you're like everything's funny to you and I just take advantage of it. I'm just like, I'll say something and they'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're my favorite comedian, but you love it. You like it too. You know?
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you guys.
I love making you laugh and it's so easy because you seem to find humor in my ridiculous existence.
I think it's as important as sex in a relationship if you're going to make it work for the long term.
Humor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Similar sense of humor, being able to make each other laugh, having a propensity to laugh is very important. Like, how do we like the couple rough patches we've had? I know we're going to be fine because I'm like, we all want to laugh. We're going to turn this into an inside joke, and the quicker we can do that, the better we're doing.
Yeah, we all love having fun.
Yeah.
And taking yourselves too seriously or the relationship too seriously is really what ruins the fun. Because relationship is not perfect. It's never going to be perfect and it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
You know, I was telling someone that this week. It's supposed to be exciting.
Yeah.
You know, both ways.
Yeah.
Scary, thrilling, enchanting, intoxicating, all the things.
Yeah, you're definitely on the wrong side if you're like waiting for the perfect relationship, you know, or the perfect person. I feel like people will get out of relationships too early because they're like they don't check that one box. And if I had done that with Sean about the boxes he didn't check, it's like he's co-evolving with me.
Right.
If I want him to check a box, I can co-evolve and kind of lead things in that direction and see if we can get there together. And he has in a lot of ways, you know, and I have for him in a lot of ways, you know. It's this. People change too. It's like we're so impermanent and temporary and unstationed that you never know who you're going to be. I like to think that we live in like 4-year cycles where you couldn't possibly imagine who you're going to be in 4 years.
Yeah.
And you can't even like imagine how you were 4 years ago. So it kind of like happens in that rotation.
Totally. And how much do people miss out on like amazing relationships and learning about themselves through other people by holding on to this notion of like, oh, I know this isn't like a forever person, or taking just the idea of, you know, eternity too seriously so that you're never playing with things that are in between. And the reality is nothing, right? Everything burns, everything dies. Think, fuck. You know?
Yeah. No, that's why like if we can remind each other of that, like it like lets the air out of the room. Like, oh, you were getting all serious for a second. Look at you fucking being scared. Hey, can I read my favorite Hafiz quote?
Please.
Or poem.
Please. Come on now.
Poem.
Give it to us.
Or maybe it's a poem.
Poem.
Poem. Okay. It's called Tripping Over Joy. What is the difference between your experience of existence and that of a saint? The saint knows that the spiritual path is a sublime chess game with God, and that the beloved has just made such a fantastic move that the saint is now continually tripping over joy and bursting out in laughter and saying, "I surrender." Whereas, my dear, I am afraid you still think you have 1,000 serious moves.
The best.
Yeah,
Isn't that great?
So good.
One of my favorite reminders, because you like, it's so easy to take yourself so seriously.
It's great writing too. I love the I'm afraid, my dear.
It's really good.
You still think you have 1,000 serious moves.
Well, that talk about your propensity towards laughter and humor, because like when something goes wrong and you're like, don't get the thing that you were supposed to get, you're like, oh, like this is a message, and I can either be like, oh, the universe hates me, or I could be like, okay, I'm supposed to take things less seriously, or it's a dare to not get as worked up, or
Definitely
not react in the similar patterns. Like, we're here to break our patterns.
Oh, it's the most satisfying part of it, because to me those are the demarcations of my maturity happening. When I'm like, whoa, that thing that normally makes me insane, and I always do this thing, and I'm usually proud that I respond that way. I didn't respond that time. Like, we were down in Florida for this to do a podcast. We went down there to do this podcast, and we show up to do this podcast, and the guy's like, "Who are you? What are you talking about?" And
It was just a producer
it was a miscommunication.
communication.
He wanted to have us on, but we needed to delay it a few hours because he didn't have it on the schedule. Meanwhile, we're down in Florida. This, in the past, would have made me blow my stack on a level that I'd probably still be apologizing you today, 3 days later. Instead, Cass is telling me this, and I drew on my blankness. I just immediately was just like in like a. I remember I kept saying to you, how should I be reacting to this? Because I really don't even know what the appropriate way to react is. Like, we should be on this podcast, but my ego wants to tell me we should tell these people to fuck off. And like all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm just not feeling like I want to react that way right now. Kept it together, had a great day, and we ended up doing a killer podcast with him.
Yeah. It was one of those moments where you're like, cool. That was like,
I was like, I'm doing better. But also I was eating a lot of edibles. So
yeah, you were very zened out. Yeah. But you realize, like, is this thing that happened worth me being angry all day about? Like, is it worth it?
Yeah,
I mean, because then you're the fool. You're the one who's, it's like drinking poison and expecting your enemy to get sick,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, those moments of mistrust in like whatever's happening in the plan, and then the next move and how to live with the next move.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to think about like that 3-day thing, like in 3 days, what move will I be glad that I made? Because right now, the move that I always want to make is fire. I have a flamethrower in my fucking stomach that I have cocked on not safety at all times,
Come on, you motherfuckers. Give me an excuse.
Honestly, if that's the case, you've been very kind to us, because I feel like...
you are so sweet.
You're so sweet, and I feel like...
You must really like us.
You take that fire blower and you turn towards yourself, and you're like...
Yeah, I mean, that's Virgo shit, too. Talk about a Virgo full moon. You can look at the glyph and the tail goes inwards, but... Yeah, I do have a boiling cauldron, I do have a temper, but I've definitely learned to retract my claws. And that's been a lot of my journey. Restraint in everything that I do. Restraint in relation, restraint in tattoos, restraint in art, restraint in music, restraint in voice.
Yeah.
Hold back.
Learning it in one aspect of your life, it spreads. Like, you don't have to learn it from scratch in every aspect, because you did it in tattooing, and now you know how to do it with your temper, and now you know how to do it with the paintbrush or in relationship.
Totally. And it's so beautiful once you can kind of get a read on how someone behaves. Like, even with Sean, like, I'm like, he's going to pinch me, and I've like learned to like it a little bit. You know what I mean?
You're calling for it.
I guess I am.
Yeah.
I call for it, and he pinches me, and I used to think, well, if one day I could just get it so Sean's not pinching back, like, then I could be cool. But it's like, no, I call for it, I guess. And, like calling for, and that's like the beautiful thing about relationship is someone made me privy to the idea that you can kind of like give your partner a user manual, and so like as we're getting to know each other and in this relationship, like knowing who you are and what you like, and not making that a mystery, like, oh, maybe they can read my mind, is like, I think that's what's beautiful about us all being mature adults in this relationship, is like we kind of have a sense of what works for us. And I feel like you're communicating with me, and I want to listen because I want to be a good partner to you, you know?
Totally.
Yeah. It's all about listening. We talked about this last Friday.
Did we?
A little bit. Well, we were talking about listening to your partner's breath.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
In a sexual
Yeah.
situation. Really in any situation.
Yeah.
But listening in that, and I was that was really good, because I talk about listening, but I'd never thought that specifically about that. Like, oh, listen to how they're breathing. It's I mean, it's a process that's going on all the fucking time, and I think part of the reason that we're even able to have a partnership that's lasted this long is because we never try to hold each other to our lowest moment.
Yeah.
And it's just like as simple as that. Like, you see and there's the fucking dust dog shit face Sean, but that's not him.
And there's the Lost in the Sauce version of Cass, you know what I mean, or whatever it is.
There she, and we know our little,
and there's
like you do with Mowgli, like, stop.
And there's the version, and for Mare, it's so funny because it's the version of her that isn't a hot tongue. It's the version of her that's like holding back the hot tongue, and you're like, I can't access you because you're so focused on holding back your hot tongue.
Yeah.
I'm like, where is she? Why won't you communicate with me? And you're like, I'm saving your life right now.
you think you want me to stay, and you think you don't want me to have space, but you want me to have space.
Yeah.
No, totally.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
We learn and we listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been so cool to like come back together, doing that, like the natural dance that a lot happens in a lot of relationships, especially where people work at different jobs, is where you go and take care of some stuff and you come back together.
Yeah.
And you get the version of someone who's like taking care of their shit and they feel like they have a blank canvas, clear slate. So hopefully you did that this week and you're going into the weekend feeling present and strong and excited.
Totally. And cherishing of moments, not just of your own, but with other people too.
Remember that Madonna song, Cherish the Joy?
I don't.
Cherish the joy.
I don't think I've ever heard that one before.
I don't think I have either, but I loved it.
Yeah, you guys, your all's exposure to Madonna is probably stuff that I don't know. And my exposure to her was like 80s, True Blue.
Yeah, today's
Great
a good
song.
day to remember to keep it fun and funny.
Fun and funny. Fetishize the things that you hate.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Friday fetishes. I have a new fetish.
What is it?
It's the fuzz guitar.
Oh yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Well,
it's really hot and heavy though. It's like one of the most hot and heavy affairs I've ever had. Like, it kept me up last night. It woke me up this morning. I'm like, I don't really know how to deal with it.
It's good because it lets us sleep like 12 hours.
Yeah.
20 hours with a 4-hour
confusion period.
What's life in the morning?
It's a natural cycle. 20 hours of sleep, 4 hours of confusion.
Sometimes we'll come out and Mare's like, what's going on with Sean? I'm like, he's just having his what's life moment.
What the fuck is going on?
You just slept for 20 hours.
Yeah, it's like,
welcome to the sun, oh child of the moon.
Come back.
Yeah, the sun gets me up at like 6 a.m., like slaps me on the face, like, you ready to go?
You get that fuzz guitar fucking booted up. Yeah, shout out to Jeff the Brotherhood.
Shout out to Jeff the Brotherhood.
Oh my God, I could go on about them. We should get them in the Church of Chill one day. I think that's a prayer we're gonna send out, and we'll laugh about this moment where we were like, remember when we thought we couldn't get Jeff the Brotherhood? We're gonna get Jeff the Brotherhood playing in the Church of Chill, maybe at a space camp or something, and Mare's gonna be sitting in with them.
I'm overwhelmed. Can't even talk right now.
That's the kind of seeds I want to plant.
Yeah, for sure. This was a fucking radical week.
Scrumptious.
Scrumptious.
Second one.
Yeah, second week. Let us know what y'all think. We're coming up with new ideas all the time about how to make this better. We're gonna have a whole week devoted to angels.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just got to brush up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Bring you some
You
more.
want to do some different devotionals? We'll switch it up. We'll keep it spicy.
I think we should do a drug week where each day we go in depth about whatever, like, or you're not going to go so in depth on a 15-minute show, but it's Friday, I guess.
It's Friday and we're going to do some hape, and I just wanted to show everybody the smiley face that the hape has been
Oh,
giving
it's still
me
there?
for the past 24 hours because it's still there.
That's
and
so
you
weird.
Can see it.
You were like the hape's smiling at
You're
us.
Yeah.
in such golden light right now.
Do you
too.
guys, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed on your staircase, there's like an absence of paint that's in the shape of a smiley face, and it's on the yellow floor. It always like weirds me out.
Yeah. I wonder if that's on purpose.
I wonder if it's on purpose too. The fuzz pedal that I like using on Logic is actually a smiley face, and I found it like right before I saw that smiley face in the highway, and I'm like, oh my god, smiley face this moment.
I have a smiley face sticker, and on the back of it, it says, it's from this artist, Jonathan Kraser, I believe, and it says, "I'll be happy when," and it's like this whole idea of like, when will I be happy? Like after this happens, and this happens, and this happens, and it's an invitation to say, let's be happy now.
Yeah.
You know, because when that thing happens, you're gonna need something else to happen to be happy in the future. So keep it rolling.
Yeah, happiness is always waiting for you to arrive to it.
Ritual is a big part of our life. This is a ritual that I do daily, and if you're not watching, if you're just listening, this is on YouTube, and you can see Mare blow me on camera.
Yeah.
So when we do the hape, we say 3 prayers. We bring the pipe to the ground, and we just say thank you to the earth, in which our roots are, and thank you to the sun, the moon, and the stars for giving us light and life and direction. And then we say one to the heart. You take an in breath and you hold it. Killer. You got it.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's great to get blown on a Friday.
It's great to get blown on a Friday.
Thank you.
Yeah. I almost had a nip slip there, if I'm going to be honest. Y'all, I'm glad that I didn't. Cass called it in. I think it was the second time you guys said that was going to happen today.
Another reason to tune in on YouTube or IGTV.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Get those nip slips
My
out.
life.
Awesome. Fucking amazing week. We're in March now. Enjoy yourself.
Enjoy yourself.
The sun will come out.
Pisces season, you better be enjoying yourselves.
Days are getting longer.
Swim in the deep, little fishies. Leave those tidal pools.
Live it up.
Live it up.
Bye-bye.